Robin Morati, and I'm here with, I forgot your last name. Joe Cannon, okay. Sorry.
Good stop.
Honestly.
This guy's famous,
I just went from B-list to C-list. This kid forgot my name.
What position would you play if you were not a goalie?
That's easy. Forward.
Forward.
I think, yeah, scoring goals is always the most fun. Because you can celebrate. Who doesn't want to celebrate? Yeah. Well, I hope it's a little bit more passionate. I want to see like 2 arms up. Woo! There we go. Yeah, well, okay, you can do both. How's it going? Good. How you guys doing?
Doing great. I'm a serious
Nice.
Now, Joe, I understand you come from a very athletic family. Tell me a little about that. How did your mom and dad keep it straight?
Well, my dad would be on the road a lot, and my mom, she didn't really tell us, but she wanted to keep us busy. She didn't want us sitting around the house, so I mean, I have 4 brothers, you know, a professional skateboarder, or one of them. One was a professional baseball player, and one was an All-American in water polo. So, yeah, it was kind of a competitive family, but
She was like, go be a professional athlete.
No, not at all. You know, I think it was my dad that was just like, you know, do whatever you guys want to do. And I think all of us just found our own path. And I think as a kid, that's the most difficult thing. You know, is finding support for whatever you want to do. And my parents were, you know, smart enough and intelligent enough to let us kind of pick our own paths. And from there, you know, it was up to self-motivation.
That's awesome, man. So, like, with all the sports going on in your house, how did you think of goalkeeping? Like, all the positions in soccer, what drew you to that?
Yeah, it's funny. I think, you know, my twin brother's a pitcher in the minor leagues, and you know, I'm a goalkeeper, and it's an individual sport. And I don't know, as a kid, sometimes when you're in a game, I used to play forward, and I used to look back and be like, oh, come on, I hope the goalie saves this. I hope the goalie saves this. Every time the other team would come down to our end, I'd be like, come on, I hope the goalie can do this. And then I got tired of being like, you know what, I want to be in control. I want to be the guy that everyone can blame. I want to be the person that can help his team, that can save the team, and I'm tired of relying on other people. So with a lot of hard work, practice, and a lot of time by myself, you know, applying the trade, it's become a good profession.
But I feel like as a forward, you're also kind of
Yeah.
in control of the ball. Or...
Yeah, a little bit, but when I'm goalie, I'm never sitting there going to the forwards, oh, can you do this, can you do that, as much as I was when being a forward, like, oh, don't let him score, come on. And, you know, and I think for me, too, it's a position that, you know, always, I'm never going to be great and is perfect at. I always need to keep working at it. And so for me, I'm a constant student of the game, and it keeps my passion and my challenges alive. And, you know, I'm 34 now, so with my career, you think it's coming to an end, but every day I come and I'm trying to work on things, you know, just like these kids.
We got a lot of kids watching, a lot of kids in the audience.
Yeah.
What advice would you have to them that they're setting their goals, no pun
athlete.
intended?
Yeah.
But how do they set
No, I
that
mean,
up?
setting small goals, no matter whether it's for an athlete or to be, you know, an actor or, you know, somebody, you know, that's interview, or a journalist, a lawyer, doctor. I mean, realistic goals at first, but I think for me, the 2 things that I'm going to tell these kids watching and the kids here in the audience is, like, don't ever let anyone else tell you you can't do it. When I was a young goalkeeper, there was a lot of coaches that said you weren't good enough, that you should, you know, you might not want to play goalie, you might want to play forward, and you can't listen to them, and you have to listen to yourself. You know, I think that's the main thing, is persistence gets people farther, you know, than talent a lot of time, especially in my profession. There's a lot of talented guys out there, but they don't have the self-motivation and the drive, and I think that's tough to instill in kids, but the best way to do it is, like, just let them on their own in the beginning and really see how much they want it. And the second thing I was going to say, whether you're an athlete or whether you want to get better at school or anything, is to challenge yourself. As a young kid, the way I got better at goalkeeper was to play with older kids. And so that, you know, they hit the ball harder, they could shoot, everything was quicker, so it made my reactions. And it would be the same thing for, like, a kid that wants to be better in math. You know, don't just stop at, you know, what your teacher wants. You know, start, you know, studying the higher levels, you know, maybe even calculus if you're in high school, and really challenge yourself, because in the end, you know, it's not about competing or comparing yourself to the others around you. It's competing with yourself and to get yourself better, and that will drive you farther in life than anything or any competition out there that people give awards for.
All right, Joe, what's your most embarrassing moment?
I've got a bunch of them, but I'll tell you guys. I was playing soccer, and the girl I had a crush on was watching the game, and the other goalkeeper was another goalkeeper from my club team, so it was a big rivalry. And this girl was watching, and I was really nervous. And he kicked the ball from his goal, and it bounced over my defender and bounced over my head and into the goal. And the other goalie scored on me in front of this girl I had a crush on, and that never happens in soccer. So it was pretty embarrassing. So needless to say, we lost the game. I lost the girl, but I'm a professional goalkeeper now, so it's made me who I am. So, but that's definitely the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Awesome.
So what sport would you play if you didn't play soccer?
You know what? That's easy. I would play beach volleyball. I love that life. I love volleyball. I went to Santa Barbara. I think that's the greatest sport. Professional soccer's not bad either, but that would be the other one.
Oh, this came in from the audience. Do you ever daydream, be honest, during a boring game?
Yes, definitely. You know what? But the older you get, and now that you're professional, you cut it out pretty quick. I mean, the stuff you daydream about is probably with soccer related, because you're surrounded by a bunch of fans, and the last thing you want to do is get embarrassed like the other goalie scoring on you again. So I mean, sometimes you let your mind wander a little bit, but not so much. I mean, because my job affects not only the other players, but the coaches. If I screw up, it could be their job. So there's a lot of responsibility. And then there's a ton of fans, thousands of fans that watch your games that want to go home happy. So, you got to make sure that you're not goofing off or thinking about something else. That's going to cost a lot of people,
Yeah.
important things like happiness and jobs.
Touche.